Yeah, I think you're good.
Okay. Whew. Sorry.
Am I good? Are we good? Okay. So already you guys. So I will just basically start out as if everybody was brand new. That way we can, help out the brand new people. Yeah, I think you're good. Yeah, I think you're good. Hold
on. Okay. Whew. Sorry.
That's YouTube actually doing that now. So I'm gonna share my screen real quick. Thank you guys for being patient with me.
And you blame me.
I have to. All right, you guys.
Anyway, I'm messing.
You know how it is. Okay, so you do have a comment on here. Okay, Lucy's listening from the car. That's the reason why her beautiful face is not on here, and that's okay. If you're able to obviously turn on your video, please do. It does make a big difference on the host and just the whole vibe, right? So we are going to quickly go through the fundamentals of taking a trade. But I also honestly want to emphasize the changes that have happened within CashTrap and how I understand them and how I've been taking my trades successfully. So you guys have been watching Telegram, you do know that I've taken quite a bit of trades this week with a lot of success. I am literally at almost at 100% of my trades. And I can tell you for a fact, if you've ever doubted timing, stop believing in timing. Timing is everything. So the number one thing I want to point out is definitely our website that talks about everything about setup. Okay, so it's actually janeybody.com/trading. We did have to put a password on it only because I did notice when I looked at the background data, I did notice that there were some people that were not part of our group that were accessing our website. So that's the only reason why I decided to put a password. The password is Millionaire Club. Millionaire Club. So if you have not accessed janeybody.com/trading, it is Millionaire Club. And the M is capitalized. Okay, so the reason why I bring up this page is there are some brand new people on here that have never done their setup. So make sure to go to this page and follow this video and follow the setup process bit by bit. I promise you there's nothing difficult about setting up. And if I am not your enroller, please make sure to reach out to your enroller to get an opinion of what broker you can use. We have several brokers we can recommend. However, we are not affiliated with any of those brokers. I personally use IQCent and BidForex. Those are the ones I prefer, but there are other HFX platform software out there that are friendly with the strategies that we do. So feel free to explore, but for our team right now, we're basically using those top two. The reason why I bring up this page is also, I do want to talk about something that is super important. Now I'm going to have to, it's called the double blessing strategy. It's so important for you to understand the double blessing strategy in order for you to take successful trades. Now I forgot where the double blessing strategy is. Actually, I'm not fixing that. No, it's not. Where is it? Where is it? Learn the trade.
Learn the Academy.
Learn the Academy. I thought I had a screenshot of it here somewhere. Where did it go?
No, just go to Learn the Academy and then just keep on going. Yeah, go to section 3. Just go back to Learn the Academy and then go to section 3. Just keep on all the way. Yeah, keep on going. And then, set up.
Oh, set up the broker.
Yes, and then you go again. Yep. I don't know what happened, but and then now training for beginners. Yeah, so click there.
I'm missing. Yeah, thank you, Rispa. I'm missing, I don't know, when I was making the changes, when we had to take down brokers, I think I missed something. I am also a web designer, by the way. This website is put together by myself and me and I.
Oh,
Yeah, I actually put this together myself. So I screwed up on that link already, you guys. In order for you to be successful, if you can listen to me and listen to me very carefully, study this checklist. Study this checklist and follow it verbatim. Does not matter what CashRap is telling you. Doesn't matter if a trade has 6 scores or 7 scores. I have had more success now that I'm more patient with my trades by waiting for half an hour, hourly, and 45 minutes. Is there someone here that does not understand the timing? Anybody here that just says, I don't understand why half an hour and hourly and 45 minutes? Because it's vital, it's important.
Yes, I
You
need
know?
some explanation. Yeah.
Okay,
me too.
Go ahead
Perfect.
and explain, please.
Yes. So if you look at your clock, right now it's 7:11. The next trade, potential trade you would take would be at 7:30. The next one would be at 7:45, and the next one would be at 8 o'clock. Let me give you a little bit of a tip. If it's 7:55, do not take a trade. Stay away from taking a trade because you're thinking, oh, it's almost 8 o'clock. Let me just take this trade. What always happens before the hourly is there's always a fight between two currencies, the buyers and the sellers. And so even if your technical analysis is correct, you may actually lose that trade if you take it right before the hour hits. So do not take any trades at like 10:55, even if TradingView is telling you, girl, you got this. CashRap is like, girl, please just take this. Do not take that trade. Wait until you hit your hour. I have had success with taking a trade maybe 3 minutes after the hour, even 5 minutes after the hour. Anything after that, you're playing with fire. Okay, so that's just my own tip, but also please use your demo account to see if this is true for you. Okay, I'm just telling you what I've seen happen. I do not like taking trades right before the hour, but it's okay to take the trade maybe at like 7:28, 7:30. That's fine, but don't take a trade before like the hourly, because there's always seems to be a lot of like fights between buyers and sellers. Okay, so anybody needs explanation on any other checklist on this thing? Is this pretty clear?
Yes.
Can you talk about the stochastic and RSI? I kind of get confused sometimes. If you can just show an example.
Yeah, okay, cool. That's actually something I'm gonna be covering today because I know it changed, right? It changed on us. So we're gonna be covering that. So for a fact, that's actually one thing that I have to cover today because I have received a lot of questions. Some of you guys were on the client call yesterday, the Bless Another Family call. We ended up doing a training, just a small training, because you guys had some questions and we had some time. Okay, so how do you take a trade? The number one thing that you want to do is open up your currency strength meter. But if you're brand new, please don't let this stuff overwhelm you. The only thing you have to concentrate on is just go to the golive.im and select the trader that you need to be listening to, and just listen to them. Just listen to them tell you where to enter the trade. This is for those people that want to understand how to take trades by themselves. Okay, so just understand that. Coach Rose, can you help me? Can you cover the chat if you're able to respond to anything, and kind of just let me know if there's anything I need to look at, if you don't mind.
Okay.
Thank you. All right. The first thing you need to figure out is, before you start trading, you have to figure out like, where are the currencies, right? Because it's super important for you to understand what are the strengths. What currency should I be looking at to take trades? So I would say, like, by roughly looking at this the live charts strength, that a euro JPY, USD JPY, NZD odd USD would be good trades. Why did I say that? It's because I'm looking at the variance between the strength of this currency and this currency. If you look, this one has 2 bars, this one has 5 bars. You want the currency that you're taking to be as far with each other as possible. Why? If you look at these 2 trades, if you look, and I'm sorry, if you look at these 2 currencies, USD, Euro and USD, these 2 could look good on cash trap, but they could change strengths in the process of you taking a trade, and you could get yourself into a lot of trouble, okay? So what you wanna do is, you wanna do Euro JPY, potentially, Euro odd, and USD JPY, okay. Let's make an assumption. And then the other thing you also have to make sure is you have to check out the, what do you call that? The news. Because news is going to affect how the currency moves. Doesn't matter how good you are with technical analysis. If Joe Biden opens up his mouth and says, oh, there's an unemployment, the numbers are really high, guess what? The United States dollar is going to suffer. It's going to fluctuate. So it doesn't matter what it's been doing in the last week. It doesn't matter what it's been doing in the last 10 days or the last few hours. The moment he opens his mouth, it changes, okay? So you want to look out for any folders that are red. And you also want to make sure that this Forex Factory is set up on your time zone, because you have to make sure that right here on the top right, it's showing your time zone. And this one is not showing my time zone. What's going on over here? It says, yeah, well, look at that. Mine was off.
Seriously.
It was off. I think, why would it be off? I don't know why it was off. Anyway, so make sure the time is right, okay? So that way you're looking at the news at the right time, okay? So,
Excuse me.
yes,
Oh, where do you set the time?
it's right
Time.
here on the top, right here.
Oh,
See it?
okay, I see it. I see it. Okay.
Yeah, just click on it and time.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Awesome, good question.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna
All right.
check.
Bye.
Victor. By the way, I hear Victor is taking some kick-ass trade. Victor, I've been checking in on you. I know you're making a lot of money, Victor. I know. Congratulations, by the way. Congratulations. Yeah, you should be teaching this class, according to what I've heard, man. You should be teaching this class.
I'm here to learn, and if I can teach, I'll teach.
That's awesome. Congratulations. All right, so all you're looking for right now, you're looking for red folders, right? So right now it's 7:30 Central. Well, it's 7:17 Central. So we don't have any crazy new, we don't have any red folders, right? We do have an Australian oranges folder. So we do need to be cautious with this folder, right? With any currency with odd, okay? Any questions on Forex Factory?
I have questions about the timings. I know you talked about it, but I just needed like an example, please, just because I'm making some notes.
Yeah, so the time that on taking the trades.
Yeah, if you don't mind.
Yeah, so we only take trades, okay, not only. We mainly want to take trades at half an hour after, which for us would be 7:30 Central, which for you, Faith is Faith in California, right? So for you would be 5:30, and then 5:45, and then 6 p.m.
Okay.
So half an hour after, 45 after the hour, and the hour.
That is if I had taken a trade at 5, I should wait for 30 minutes. That's what.
Yeah, you shouldn't take,
Okay.
yeah, exactly.
Okay, got you. Thank you.
Yeah, if everything aligns, of course you have to go with the other checklist. Alrighty, so that's good. So now, what the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go into cash trap, right? So always make sure you refresh your cash trap. And then, so we talked about taking maybe Euro JPY, correct? The Euro JPY is one of the ones that we're gonna look at. Just for an example, I can tell you that I've noticed that during this time, we don't have good volume for trades. So if we see a trade, we're gonna take it. If we don't see a trade, we're not gonna take it, but we're just gonna do an evaluation. So in order for you to see volume just means that there are buyers and sellers in the market. Right now, we don't have good volume. If you look under finviz.com, you can see that United States dollar has no volume. How do you know it has volume? It shows a little bit of a bar here. You see those gray bars up here? And even Japanese yen is completely dead. Why? They are asleep, right? So around this time when we do the training, and I thought about pushing this to 9 o'clock, but I know you would be so late for so many people. 9 o'clock Central, it would be like 11 o'clock Eastern, it would be too much. But at least we can do training and you guys can see and maybe even take the trade later, okay? So right now we don't have a lot of volume, but we're still gonna map out a trade to take. We are targeting Euro JPY, and the reason why we're targeting Euro JPY is because of the variance between Euro and JPY. There's a good distance. So I'm gonna go into Hourglass. I'm gonna go into Hourglass, and I am going to look at Euro JPY. Now, here is a change that has happened recently, and Rispa brought that up. If you look at the bottom graph, this is what we call the RSI. The bottom graph is the RSI. How do you know it's the bottom graph? It divides itself out by this thin gray line. That is the RSI. The top graph is called the stochastic, okay? These are graphs that help us determine if this is a good time to take a trade. Some changes have happened in Hourglass that actually ended up being the best thing that can ever happen to us. Listen to me very carefully. When you're looking for a trade that is a call, a buy, call, buy, or a bullish trade, you understand those three terms? It's the same thing. A call, a buy, bullish, or the green button all means the same thing. You're going into the market and buying a currency. When you're looking at that, you want your RSI graph to be above the gray dark line. You want your RSI to be above the gray dark line. And according to some analysts, you don't want it touching. So this is not a good trade for us. You don't want it touching. You want it to be afloat a little bit. If you look at my Telegram, I sent out an example yesterday night. I took a picture of a trade that I took, and my black graph here was floating above this gray line. That is when you know the trade is a good trade to take. If the stochastic has a cross up on the green, okay, stochastic has to have a cross up on the green. The bottom line of your currency obviously has to be a lower number than your top line, your top. And you also have to have a green candlestick with a green score facing up. The higher the score, the better. So in terms of in terms of RSI, that is the only difference. So if RSI graph is on the bottom, it is a potentially good trade for a put, red button, bearish, or sell. That's it. That's the only difference they made. This honestly has made my trading much more easier, because if I see this line being touched, I ain't touching that trade. I don't care what everybody else is saying over here. I don't care what this is saying. I don't care if people walking in here with trumpets. I ain't taking that trade. I refuse. I happen to be a Mukikuyu and I love my money, and I'm not in a rush to lose it.
Jenny.
Yeah.
Um,
Why are you laughing? It's true. Questions?
you said the RSI should not touch the gray line at any point, right? At any point on that line.
Yeah, if you're trying to take a call,
Mhm.
or you're trying to, yeah, if you're trying to take a call, you don't want it touching the line. I
Okay.
know, you don't want it touching the line. You want it to be afloat, because what they're saying is this is a line of equilibrium. And if you're hitting equilibrium with RSI, the trade could do one of those. Oh, you're going to buy with, we're about to close out, and then it falls. And you've seen that happen, right? I've seen that happen, and I'm like, what the just happened? Like your trade, you're like, you're jamming, you're like, oh, pay
Can you
what?
show
Oh,
the green line you're talking about, Jenny?
green line on where? Green line on
In the, what do you calling S or something?
okay. So
I'm at work. I can't talk loud.
no, it's okay. So the green line is this one on stochastic. This one. This one
Okay.
here? Yeah, this is the green line. So you just want to follow this. You see how it says if you want a buy, the stochastic has to be pointing up on the green line. The graph has to be pointing up on the green line.
Yes.
Cool? Awesome. So any questions on the new RSI?
I have a question.
Yeah.
Please explain.
Go ahead. Who had a question? Felista?
Yeah.
Go ahead. You had a
On the stochastic, was it talking about the other day on Henry when he was explaining it? Was he talking about the red line on the stochastic, like those lines should be interchanged so that the top, that red should actually be green? You know what I mean? Like be interchanged. That way we know that when it's at the 80s, the line is there up at the 80s, we know that we are supposed to be buying in that zone area.
I didn't catch that.
Okay.
So I don't know, but if you can write out that question for Kenry on a Telegram, I'll make sure that he answers you. Even if you want to just leave it with a voice note and tag him, I'll make sure he answers.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
I have something to add here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I had it with Miri. She was saying the red line is supposed to be green and the
This
green
line?
line is supposed to be red, that they're supposed to be interchanged.
This one and this one?
Yeah, the one on RSI.
This one and this one?
So
Yeah,
I think
she has said that several times. Every time she says that the green line should be red and the red should be green. So I don't know.
So I think once it passes the green line, if it makes an overturn and starts pointing down, that means that the flow is about to go down. So that means if you look at let's say we're looking at Euro JPY, if JPY was stronger and we had an overturn in this line right now, the RSI, that would tell us that it's about to go down. But as you can see, it's pointing up, and therefore the graph is still going up. So if you have, and vice versa, if it was going down and it had passed the red line, and then we see an overturn in direction, and we saw that euro is stronger than JPY, we would know that it's preparing to go up. And also, so that's 2 points. So the third point is the stochastic. If the stochastic has passed the red line, and it makes, so the stochastic is opposite. If it passes the red line and, it's the same, sorry. It passes the red line and it makes an overturn and starts pointing down, that means that this is about, the graph is about to start going down. And if it passes the green line, if it's pointing down to the green line and makes an overturn, as you can see, Jenny, if you could go to the stochastic, just point where we have that overturn right there.
On here.
No, go to the left, a little bit left.
Oh, this,
Yeah, right there. So that overturn, and it starts pointing up the way it has gone up, means that now the graph is about to going up. So you need to, what Henry says, it's a point system. So that's 1 point when it turns and starts pointing up on the stochastic, and euro is greater than JPY. That's 2 points. If you look at the RSI, the RSI also made a turn on the line and started pointing up. That means that now it's preparing to go up too. So the stochastic and RSI act the same way. So now if we were to have a change in direction in which RSI is pointing down, stochastic is pointing down, we would know that the flow is about to go down, and therefore it wouldn't be a good buy, and we wouldn't have enough points to take the trade. So just see it as once it passes the green line and makes the green line of the RSI and makes a turn, a sharp turn, or just a turn, and starts pointing down, then that's a good time to do a put. If it passes the red line on the bottom and makes that overturn, that's a good time to make a buy. I
So
don't
you
know
want-
if I answered it well.
Can you repeat that?
Oh,
If you-
no.
Is it that you're
Yeah.
saying the stochastic and the RSI are going up is a good time, or?
So you have to look at the fact that the lines are split. So in the stochastic, the red line is on top and the green line is on bottom. In the RSI, the green line is on top and the red line is on bottom. So on the stochastic, as Jenny pointed out a few parts ago, when it turned and started going up, and now it's past the red line. When it turned and started going up, that means it was a good time to take a buy because the stochastic was pointing up. The RSI also took a turn and was pointing up, as you can see. Jen, if you could just go there for 1 second.
Yeah.
Right there. If you could click on it so we can see the line. Yeah, if you look on the stochastic and the RSI, we had a turn right before that, and it started pointing up. So that was a good time to make a buy, as you can see. And if you go back a little bit more, Jenny, to where it pointed up to go down. No, back again, right there. Up. Yeah, right there where it now turned to point down on the stochastic and turned to point down on the RSI. That would have been a good time to do a put if JPY was stronger than euro, but it's not. So it's not a good trade when you don't have all your points. So 1 point would be to look at the stochastic, to look at the RSI, to look at the percentage of which currency is stronger, and then to look at your trends on the graph and look at it back 15 minutes, 30 minutes to see if it's blue or red, to kind of give you a go ahead to know that it's going to go on going up and stuff like that. So I don't know if I've explained the stochastic and RSI good, but the lines are just flipped, and that's why it acts. It can be confusing.
So yeah, so the other thing to point out, and please go watch Kenry's videos since this change happened, which is what, this last week. He does say that if the graph is above the gray, it's a good time to take a call if everything else aligns, obviously, with the stochastic and all the other point systems. So if it's below, then it's a good time for you to take a sell if everything else aligns. So let's say, for example, assume the strengths here are reversed and the graph now is on its way down. And this graph for the RSI was actually down here. It's migrated all the way down here. And you had a down arrow. And this would be a really good time to take a sell.
Hold it.
So I hope that makes sense. Don't confuse yourself. If you've studied this checklist, just know it's so simple. The only thing that has changed is just the way this RSI looks like. Otherwise, everything is the same.
Okay, I have a question.
Follow-up.
There's something you said about green candlestick facing up. Is it the scholastic, or however we are calling it, or how does that mean?
Yeah, so the candlesticks are this here.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you see the green candles and mine are blue. Is there a difference, or what's?
It's blue candles.
I think you're confusing the candles and the line for the stochastic and the RSI. So when the lines on the stochastic are facing up, that means that the momentum is about to go up. When the Jenny, if you could go back to the hourglass real quick.
Yeah, the candles.
Yeah. So not the candles. You're confusing the candles and the line. The line for the stochastic, as you can see down there, when it flipped and started going up.
I think she's talking about the support lines because they're greens. Maybe she's confusing the support lines with the candles.
Yeah, if you're getting confused about the candlesticks and all that, I would honestly tell you to invest a little bit of time, and all of us honestly, within im.center, and then just come to the HFX.
You want more?
And then make sure to just understand, the candlesticks and all that stuff. They have all the basics here, like the one-on-one classes. So that's gonna really give you a good basis on understanding like the terms and all that good stuff. And then once you finish the 100 classes, you should be able to understand like what is all this stuff and how are they all related. Okay. So make sure to spend a little bit of time under im.center, come under the HFX Academy, and then just honestly figure out what's a PEEP, what's margin, what are candlesticks, all those just fundamentals to support the resistance, the trend lines, just understand that, and then that's going to be really helpful. Otherwise, the checklist is right here. Just it's simple. It's so simple. Look for the green arrow. If you're not speaking, make sure you're muted yourself. Yeah.
Sorry, I had a follow-up question. And I'm sorry to interrupt, and my baby's just passing, but it's a quick one for you or for Victor. Going back to the hourglass, for a buy or a sell. Let's talk about the buy, because that's what we were talking about. So when we have that, let's say we are taking a buy and the arrow is facing up, I have found that I'm more successful if I take, so I'm talking about a buy, when I take for the stochastic, when the arrow is facing up and it's above the 40. So if it's below the 40, it's, yes, below the 40 there, I will not take it. I will not take it for a buy.
I know what you're talking about. And yeah, go ahead, finish up. and I'll say what I have to say too.
Okay, and I wanted to know if it's a valid, I don't know, I'm just finding it when everything else aligns, but then, you know, I look at those two, even for the RSI, I make sure it's above the 60. Like if it's above the 60 for the RSI and the stochastic is above the 40, pointing up, then there's more success in that buy, you know.
Yeah.
Yes.
So just to validate your observation, I have also observed that. So I don't know if it has anything to do with technical analysis or not, but what I've noticed is this. Even if we're assuming this is a buy, right? Even if the arrow, I'm sorry, the graph is down here, if it's not facing up and past this green line, I'm not touching that stuff. And I don't know what it is, but I have also been experimenting in my demo and I realized exactly what Sai is saying. I think you're more safer, and I know we're getting like detail. I think you're more safer if it's completely decided it's going up and it's kind of, you know, really crossed up versus kind of it's still down this way and it's kind of trying to think if it's about to go up. I have noticed that too. And honestly, I cannot tell you if that's technical analysis or if it's something you can use and kind of scrutinize that much, but I have noticed that I have better success.
I think even Kenry, or if I'm not mistaken, Kenry says the same thing.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
Either Kenry or Millie, but one of them says the same thing. So I wasn't trying to confuse you. I was just explaining on how the RSI and the stochastic works in a nutshell. I didn't go deep into it. Of course, I could have mentioned that, but I was just explaining about momentum wise, like what it might show when it turns around and faces up or stuff like that. But yes, you are right. The Kenry or Millie, one of them had mentioned that about the stochastic, once it goes above 40, then that's when you can take your trade. And the RSI, once it goes above 60, that's when it's a good time to take a trade. I think Millie, if I'm not mistaken, is the one who had mentioned something like that.
It's Millie.
Yeah.
Millie, say that? Awesome. See, we're learning from each other. Yay. Yeah. So that's that on the changes on, and we basically ran out of time. Those are the changes with Hourglass. I personally, even if I'm taking trades with Millie, that is not doing my strategy. If you guys notice, Millie does not do our double blessing strategy. I like looking at Hourglass if I can. I really love looking at Hourglass if I can. There was a trade she took and I looked at Hourglass. I was like, that trade has to be 15 minutes. And I don't want to take a 15-minute trade because for me, 3 minutes is enough to give me a stroke, a heart attack. And
yeah, me too. I can't do 15 minutes. No way.
Gotcha.
So I didn't take it, and I don't know if they won the trade or they didn't win it. I was like, because I mean, RSI was looking a different way, and I said I'm not gonna do that. So I'm glad we were able to. And Victor, thank you so much for your input and everybody else to kind of just talk about the changes. But please, you guys, it's so simple. Go memorize this thing. Go memorize this thing. And all you have to do is just look at the currency strength, look at the news. And please, 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 if you're brand new, under 2 months, there's no reason why you should be taking your own trades in a live account. Don't do it. Don't do it. Basically, just take as many demo as you can. That way, if you are making any mistakes, you're not making it with real money. And then you can definitely use your live account if you're understanding how to take the trades and why you're taking the trade with a live educator. I will say very briefly, and we gotta get out of here to let the 8 o'clock people hop on, is this. I also map out my trades on TradingView. I prefer to do it this way. I have noticed, and I think other people here may attest to this, that Trading view reacts faster than hourglass. So you're able to kind of tell if a trade is going to go your way. And honestly, I do the really, as you can see, you guys, I've been mapping out my trades throughout. See that? I've mapped out my trades throughout and I put my alarms. And essentially what I do is I come in the morning or in the evening. I'm gonna actually trade tonight. I didn't get a chance to trade this morning. I'm gonna come in here looking at the 15 minutes candlesticks and kind of just map out and see if I can get any trades. And then what I'll do is I will sneak in here and go to, if let's say, for example, I was waiting for EJ, and we can look into this a little bit in depth maybe next week on Thursday. Let's say, for example, I was thinking that EJ might be a good buy, right? And I've drawn my line here under the support line, and I'm saying, okay, I believe at 0H2 is where my trade is going to come for me to be able to take the trade. I will put an alarm there. Okay? The way to put an alarm is you just click on your alarm, come in here, and you can write whatever you want. For me, I usually just love putting the entry point. I say bullish, and I put my name on it. Why am I putting my name on it? I want to remember if it's Janey that came up with the trade idea, or if it's Kembry, right? Because sometimes Kembry might give us trade ideas, and then he's done for the day, and you take it later. So then what happens to me is, if I hear the alarm, usually, honestly, tell you the truth, I take it a little bit lower. That way I have time to react. So I know that even though my comments say it says 0H2 and the alarm hits me at 076, I have time to come over here and kind of see, hey, what's PJ doing? You know, is this going to be a good trade? And then the other thing that I've been doing, and maybe some of you have been doing this, is honestly, I go to the 1 minute. 1 minute, and I sneak in here and see what candle is starting to form. Because I've noticed, I've noticed that it starts to form here quicker than hourglass. And so now I start to look at the behavior of my broker, and I'm looking to see, am I seeing my numbers go down? And then I take the reaction. Because it seems like to me, TradingView starts to produce the result faster than hourglass. So I can come on here and kind of look, and sometimes honestly, the trade is the candle could change to a red. But if everything else is validating and I'm kind of seeing the color starting to sip a green, I'm like, oh, okay, this is gonna be a good one. And so I'm able to react faster on my trade here. And as soon as hourglass tells me it's a call, I am clicking like nobody's business. Okay.
I have a question. Yeah. So how do I really don't even know how to use my demo account. How do you buy and sell?
Yeah.
Is there a demonstration on how to buy it and sell it, or how am I supposed to do it?
Yeah. So what you need to do is use, have you gone through the setup page in detail?
Yes. Yeah.
Have you watched the video from 9-9 with Kembry?
I think I did. I believe I watched it.
Okay.
9-9 Kembry. Yeah. Or it was another, I think it was a different guy.
Okay. So what I would suggest for you to do is, it's going to really help you. Just go back, if you don't mind. For me, I watched it almost 21 times. If you can just go and watch this video, it's under how do I take a trade on my website. And then just go to 9-9 and 9-20, 22nd, and kind of rewatch it again. And then I would love you to meet us, if your schedule allows, on Saturday at 11 a.m. Central.
Okay.
If you still have questions on how do I take a buy, we're gonna make sure that we fix that before the day is over.
All right.
Hey, Jenny, do you think the issue might be that she funded her account but never got the demo account?
I got the demo.
Okay.
I got the demo account, but then again, I'm like, okay, so how do I buy? You know, I watched somebody. There was initially it was, I don't know, James or Karl Marx or something like that.
Might have been Taylor, maybe Taylor.
Yeah.
Taylor, yeah. So if you don't mind,
let me go watch this too, and then I see.
Watch it, and then we'll make sure that before Saturday is over, you know how to take a trade, but also have that fundamental. That way we have something to work with.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool. Alrighty, you guys. Oh my God, that was such an amazing call. I really hope everybody benefited.
Hi, Jenny. I have a problem with setting my Ivan Cabro. Even if I change on the FX, it's not working for me. The hourglass still looks the same.
So even Cabra, we do it on TradingView.
I mean, yeah, the TradingView, I mean.
Okay, let me show you how I did.
Yeah.
Already, let me show you my So you go to, all right. So if you go to FX.
Yeah, and then I go to search, and then I'll write even. That's how I was doing it.
And then you go to even Cabra strategy 2.
2, yeah.
And then when you click on it and you exit.
It's now asking me for that like 30-day free trial, and then I just cancel it, and then it won't change anything.
Yeah, so does anybody know if even Cabra is available for the free trial? Because mine is a paid account.
I think so. It should be.
Okay.
Have you activated more than 2 indicators? If you have more than 2, it won't allow you.
I have one in the phone and one in the computer. It's the same because it's I'm Apple. Sometimes I'm in the computer and sometimes I'm on in the phone.
Maybe that's why. Close. If you have more than 2, it will not allow you.
Okay, I'll try that. Thank you so much. Maybe I'm gonna.
Yeah.
But I use the paid version myself, but I needed more than 2 indicators. That's why I paid for it.
Oh, okay. How much are you paying? It's like $14?
$14.95, I think.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I have a quick question before we leave, please, if anybody can help me. And my question is about timing. This is the timing that we usually put it on the trading view when we are trading. Now that the educators are not giving us the time, I'm still struggling. So like, I know when they start, usually sometimes they'll say, okay, we're gonna analyze the market for 1 minute. And then we look at that, and then I know very well that one candle is 5 minutes. And then like Millie, I've been trading, and I know she usually says, it's up to you, just you can put 3, 5, or 15 minutes. How are you guys doing it? How are you guys able to get those minutes right? Because I remember the last meeting we talked about putting the timer off, which is kind of working for me, but I'm still struggling.
Yeah, so I don't know what Millie is saying right now, since the RSI stuff and compliance things happened. All I know is this: for me, I take 3 minutes, 3 minutes trades.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. So anybody that has been listening to Millie that can help us with that? I don't trade with Millie.
The other thing I look at, if you're looking at 1 minute graph, like on TradingView,
yes,
you look for 3 candles. You count 3 candles. So if you're using that 1 minute chart, you count 3, so you're using 3 minutes. But if you use 5 minutes chart, you want to do like three candles, so that's 15 minutes. So it depends on where you're doing your analysis at. If you're doing it at 1 minute, you take 3 minutes. If you're doing at 5, you take 15 minutes.
Honestly, I'm not getting about these candles, but I'll check the video.
Okay, you look at, where you are thinking it's reversing. So if you're thinking it's reversing at, let's say, point whatever 15, that's the price, you count. You're thinking after 3 candles, that price should have gone up, 3 candles. I don't know if I'm making any.
Yeah, so that's a different strategy, right? It's milli-mills.
Huh?
But
About is more of a milli-mills approach, counting the candles like that.
Okay, sorry, I can't hear you, Jenny. Well,
so the counting of the candles, is that a milli-mills strategy?
Josh, that's how they train. I've been listening to them, so that made sense why 15 minutes with milli-mills would,
So that's a slightly different strategy. So it's kind of like I like to explain strategies, and I love you want to learn. The way I explain strategy is this: majority of us speak Swahili, right? Somebody in Congo speaks Swahili. Somebody in Tanzania speaks Swahili. You have to figure out like which Swahili you want to learn. Otherwise, it just sounds weird, right? So Beatrice has been studying with Josh, Boyd, and Dr. Boyd and Josh, whatever their name. And the ones that show up at 1 o'clock. However, the strategy that I follow is I follow the double blessing strategy, which is slightly different. So when it comes to timing, honestly, follow one person. Follow one person. If you're gonna do trades with milli-mills, if she's telling you take 3 to 15 and you don't know what that means, I personally, if I don't know the timing, I wouldn't trade with her. So either study her, get to know how she trades, or take the other route. Anybody else having that issue with timing that can help out?
Really,
yes, and I have had everything, so I'll practice that.
Okay.
Thank
Victor.
you.
Awesome. Victor,
yeah, I think Millie sometimes can rush to a trade without explaining how she just got to her trade. So she explains after sometimes, or sometimes she doesn't even get to explain the trade. So she can analyze it herself, but sometimes she doesn't explain to her audience. Like, like Henry, he can watch a trade go through and let it go. And he would have analyzed how it would happen and let us like, yay, let's watch what's gonna happen, But with Millie, it's more of, let's wait for the next candle to see if it's red or stuff like that, So my main advice would be to make sure you know all the strategies that they use, especially the Liberty strategy can be, you have to, like with Henry, he has a 6-point system in which if you follow that system, you would know that this thing is about to drop or it's about to go up. So even if you put, he recommends a 3-minute trade, which would go through. But with Millie, it fluctuates a lot to the point where you can put 3 minutes and even within 10 seconds, it has already fluctuated. So just make sure you're taking time, make sure you have your patience and analyze your trades, analyze them at 5 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, so that you know what's happening. And if you really want to take the trade, no
Okay.
more than 1% if you don't know what time to put.
Yeah.
Thank you.
This is so productive. Definitely, we will continue to have these Thursday calls for everybody that put on their camera. All of you are getting a gift card from Starbucks from me. Make sure to send me your address. We're gonna be having coffee on you. Everybody that has their camera on right now, you have coffee on me. I will be sending you. It's too late.
Yes.
Don't put your camera. You anyway. So everybody that had your camera,
I just turned mine on.
you just turned yours off. It's too late. Next time you don't know what I'm gonna be pulling. It's gonna be a bigger thing than a Starbucks card.
Oh,
So
I didn't
whoever
hear you
was
say.
on,
Maybe I missed my other meeting. I didn't hear you say. Tell us to put our cameras on.
it's going forward. You have to have your cameras on because I want to see your faces. You guys are lovely. Thank you so much for spending the evening with me. If you have anybody that would like to know about this opportunity, please make sure they are here tonight. Right now, we're just about to start the next meeting. Otherwise, God bless you, you guys. Thank you for sharing. Everybody that shared ideas that are helping you take trades a little bit better. You guys are awesome. God bless you, and we'll talk soon. Bye. Everybody else staying in for the opportunity call, please do. I love you guys and have a good night.
Hey, Mungu wangu, maji inavunjika, sijui cha kwanza nifanye.
The market is so slow tonight, or at least for
Hi,
the last few 1 hour.
Yeah. Hi, Maggie Rono. I believe you're here to get information on trading, right?
Yes, please. Hi, how are you?
Hi. You just caught us kind of teaching the skill, which is amazing. It's kind of crazy. We're all learning from each other, and today was a call where we're just sharing what's for us when it comes to trading. I also see Jane Opio.